Hello everyone. I hope you are very well prepared for the upcoming prelims and you have worked really hard for it the entire year. I have prepared a document on the past year questions on Indian art and culture for your quick review, just in case you have not gone through the last year papers, because the last year papers actually give you the idea of like how the questions are actually asked. So a quick review, it will not take much of your time. And if you don't feel like studying because it's hardly 2 3 days are left, so you can go through the previous year questions. So let's start, guys. So these questions are from the year 2013 to 2020, that means last year. And the trend is like this, that the number of questions in Indian art and culture that were asked in the prelims, they were more in 2013 and 14. And in 2020, you can see 4 questions were asked, but that doesn't mean that the number of questions cannot increase in 2021. You may get 5 6 7 questions from Indian art and culture, as it is an important topic. So we cannot neglect it. So now coming to the questions. So as I've told you, I have covered the questions from 2013 to 2020. So in the part one, we will be seeing the question on Indian dances, Indian architecture, sculpture, and with reference to Manipuri Sankirtana. Consider the following statements. It is a song and dance performance. Second statement, cymbals are the only musical instruments used in the performance. And third, it is performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. Okay, so these three statements are given, and this question was asked in the year 2017. Now, which of the following statement given above is or are correct? So you have to find the correct statements. So if you see, second statement is like a little doubtful, because cymbals are the only musical instruments used. So only is bit doubtful. Okay. So if we mark this as incorrect, so two options are eliminated. A and C option are already eliminated because two is incorrect. And then we are left with B and D, and we have to find the answer from B and D. So it is a song and dance performance, that is true. And it is performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. This is also true. So the correct answer is B. Inscriptions. So first of all, coming to Indian dances, the correct answer to this question is B. So B means statement 1 and 3 are correct. So let's see the statement 1 and 3 again. First of all, it is a song and dance performance. And the third statement says that it is performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. So let me give you a brief about Manipuri dance. So statement 1 and 3 are correct. And basically, what is the explanation to this? That two drummers along with 10 singer dancers are usually present in the performance. So that means cymbals are not just the only instruments, drums are also used. So second statement is incorrect. So male dancers, they play Pung and Kartal during Manipuri Sankirtana, which means that cymbals are not the only instrument used. So Pung is also used. Therefore, statement 2 is incorrect. Now coming to the Manipuri dance. It is one of the classical dances from Manipur, as the name suggests, Manipuri dance. Now there are a number of forms in Manipuri dance, like this, Sankirtana and Thangta. So in the Ras, the main characters are Radha, Krishna, and Gopis, as you can see in the picture. Krishna is there, Gopis are there. So the main character is, the theme is Radha, Krishna, Gopis, and it follows specific rhythmic patterns and body movements. So there are no jerks, only subtle movements are there without jerks, and rounded movements. Okay. not like in Kathak where there are jerks are given and sound is created with the feet. So it is not the case in Manipuri dance. Then coming to the next form of Manipuri dance is the Sankirtana. So Sankirtana is basically the Kirtan form of congregational singing along with dance. So Kirtan is being done and there is group singing along with dance. So male dancers, they play pung and kartal while dancing. So as you can see that this drum kind of an instrument, it is known as pung. So pung is the drum or Manipuri mridang, and the dance is also known as pung choram. So this, apart from the question which is focusing on Sankirtana, we have discussed in detail the Manipuri dance. Now coming on to the next question, question 2. With reference to the famous Satriya dance, consider the following statements. So this was asked in year 2014. Now again, it is on the classical dance Satriya. Satriya is the combination of music, dance, and drama, which is true. So first statement is true. It is a centuries old living tradition of Vaishnavites of Assam. This is also true, that it developed during the Bhakti movement, okay, and Vaishnav tradition. Then third statement, it is based on classical rags and tals of devotional songs composed by Tulsidas, Kabir, and Mirabai. So this statement, it looks doubtful and it is incorrect. So the correct option, if you eliminate third statement, you can eliminate these two options, and then the two options will remain A and B. And the best answer is the B one, because Satriya is the combination of music, dance, and drama. And it grew as an effect of, you can say, Bhakti movement or the Vaishnav movement in Assam. So answer is B, 1 and 2 only. Statement 3 is incorrect. So this is the picture of Satriya dance. Okay. So as you can see, statement 1 and 2 are correct. And a little description about the Satriya dance, apart from what we have seen in the question. Satriya dance is inspired from the Bhakti movement. This I have told you. It was introduced in 15th century AD in Assam by great Vaishnav saint Shankar Dev. So you should always remember Shankar Dev. He was responsible for the evolution of Satriya dance. This dance, it includes Nritya and Natya, all the three components. It is a combination of music, dance, and drama. Now, the third statement is incorrect because here it is saying that the devotional songs are composed by Tulsidas, Kabir, and Mirabai, who were again the Bhakti saints. But actually, the songs which are sung alongside Satriya dance, these songs are known as Bor Geets, and these Bor Geets were composed by the saint Shankar Dev. Shankar Dev has immense contribution towards the Satriya dance. And another important information is that Satriya, it derives its name from Satras, which means the monasteries. So basically, this is the dance which developed in the monasteries of Assam. Now coming to the third question, which was asked in year 2014. This is something of the match the following kind of a thing. So you have to answer that which of the above given pairs or pair is and are correctly matched. So which of the option are correctly matched? So this is an easy one. Garba dance, it is from Gujarat, that we know. Navratras have started, and Garba is especially, it is played during the Navratras. So Garba dance is from Gujarat. Mohiniyattam from Odisha, this is incorrect. Mohiniyattam is a classical dance from Kerala. And Yakshgan is again a theater, or you can say dance drama from Karnataka. So option 1 is correct and 3 is correct. Option 2 is incorrect. So the correct answer is C, 1 and 3 only. So here is little information about all the three dances. So first of all is the Garba dance you can see in the picture. It is from Gujarat. It is held around the Navratras, as I've already told you. Deep. So women dance around a lamp, okay, which is known as Garba Deep, in circular movements with rhythmic clapping. So they would clap and they would, take chakkars, okay, and they move around this lamp. Now, second dance, and this option was incorrect because in the question it is given Mohini Attam from Odisha. That is incorrect. Mohini Attam, it belongs to Kerala. Therefore, Odisha option given in the question is incorrect. It takes its name from a mythical enchantress Mohini. So you must have heard of the story where Lord Vishnu, he takes up the form of an enchantress, okay, or you can say Apsara Mohini, and it generally narrates the story of feminine dance of Lord Vishnu. Okay, so Mohini Attam. And the third option was Yakshagan, which is from Karnataka. So Yakshagan is a theatrical art from Karnataka and originally an all-night performance. So it takes place during the entire night where Mela traveled from one village to another. So Mela is basically the, troupe, the dance troupe. They would travel from one village, perform there, and then they would move to the next village. Yakshagan is performed in open air theaters. It is usually performed in the village paddy fields after the winter crop has been harvested. So few information about Yakshagan. Then the next question, which was asked in year 2013, it was regarding a pose. So let me read the question. In the context of the cultural history of India, a pose in dance and dramatics called Tribhanga has been a favorite of Indian artists from ancient times till today. Which of the following statement best describes this pose? So what is Tribhanga? Tribhanga is widely used in the dance and dramatics since the ancient time. So what is it? So the options are: one leg is bent, the body is slightly curved at the waist and neck. Second option, facial expressions, hand gestures, and makeup are combined to symbolize certain epic or historic characters. Third option, movements of body, face, and hand are used to express oneself or to tell a story. Option is a little smile, slightly curved waist, and certain hand gestures are emphasized to express the feeling of love or eroticism. So, if you know this, if you have heard the word Tribhanga in Indian art and culture, you can immediately answer this question within few seconds. You won't even need a minute to answer this question. So, the correct answer is A, one leg is bent and the body is slightly curved at the waist and neck. So, Tribhanga is basically a very famous posture in which, a number of sculptures of women are shown in the Indian temples also. And the oldest, sculpture is from the Indus Valley civilization of the dancing girl, and she also stands in the Tribhanga posture. So, what is Tribhanga? Tribhanga is basically three bhanga. So, three means three, and it is three bends in the body. Okay. So, statement A is correct. Tribhanga is a unique feature of Odissi and Bharatnatyam dance, and it is one of the bhangas in traditional Indian dance. It stands for three bends, as I told you, three bends in the body. Okay, as you can see in the picture, there are three bends in the body at neck, then at waist, and at knee. This is the Tribhanga posture, and extra information I have given you that the dancing girl is also shown to stand in the Tribhanga posture. Even Lord Krishna is portrayed to be standing in the Tribhanga posture. And it is a very common posture. It is used in classical dance, and a lot of sculptures in Indian temples of women are shown in this posture. So it is important. You should remember what is Tribhanga.